tuned in to Love's Link, linking you to everything that's on and popping on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. I am the host and creator, Brandy Love. Shout out to Viola Davis and the entire cast of How to Get Away with Murder. Annalise and the gang are back at it again. Who's under the white sheet? Congratulations to Michael Ealy and the entire cast of Secrets and Lies for a strong return. The suspense is getting deeper and deeper. Coming to the Chicago Theater on October 22nd is Love in the 90s Tour, starring In Vogue and Blackstreet, which were two of my I'm one of their biggest fans from the 90s. So you can log on to www.1063chicago.com to get tickets. I'm really looking forward to this tour because the 90s did give us some great music. Also, shout out to my buddy Corey Hendricks. He's currently accepting donations for his zombie film, The Zombie Joint. You can log on to GoFundMe and type in The Zombie Joint if you want to contribute to that project. And last but not least, I had a blast at Chef Erica's blog launch last Saturday at Shoe Store Joe Jaden. Shout out to the owner, Wale. Also, joining us live today, she is going to come on in just a few minutes and give us some feedback on the blog launch. And she's going to be live, and I'm going to be sampling one of her scrumptious recipes. So stay tuned. I'm going to take a break. You're currently tuned into Love Link on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. And we are back. You are currently tuned into Love Linked on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. Live in the studio today is Chef Erica Durham. Woo! Welcome. Woo! And I will be sampling some of her scrumptious recipes later on in the show. So, Chef Erica, tell us, did you always want to be a chef?
Yes, I've always wanted to be a chef. I've been cooking since I was literally 4 years old. I use the term cooking loosely, actually. I had my first kitchen fire when I was 4 years old.
Oh,
And so I just remember getting up early Saturday morning, and my uncle was cooking some breakfast for himself. And so no one was up but me and him. And so I said, "Will you make me some?" And he said, "No." Can you believe that? Who tells a 4-year-old no that they won't make breakfast? So I said, "Okay, I'll make it myself." So he left, and I pulled the chair over to the stove, and we had one of those big like cast iron skillets, like your grandma has. And so I just took some sausage out, and that was the old school sausage in the tube. And so I started squeezing it out, and I let it cook, and it cooked, and a little grease fire started happening.
oh.
So I did, what you would expect a 4-year-old to do. I went, sat on the couch, and pretended like I didn't do anything. And so the smoke started coming up, and so everybody started coming out, what's going on. And then when they asked me who made that fire, I said, the firemen did it. Because I thought that's what firemen did. So that's what I told them. And then, obviously they knew that I was lying. And I got a whooping. And that was pretty much the start of my culinary career.
So ever since then, you was like, "Oh, I'm gonna learn how to cook
Yeah.
that to prevent that from happening again."
When I was, so then I started really getting into it. I would do it after school as a little hobby. And when I was 9, I bought my first cookbook with my allowance at a school book fair. And so every day after school, I would try to make something out of the cookbook. I used to make homemade soups at my other grandmother's house, and it was just something that was just always fun for me. I always loved food, and I always just was interested in making it. I had an easy bake oven, and I actually used it.
Oh, I had one of those.
But did you use it though?
I think I used it correctly. I was burning up chocolate cupcakes and everything.
See? And so like after a while, I would experiment, and I would put like little like cereal in the batter and cookies in the batter, and I have my little tea parties and everything. Yeah, I was an only child, so so I kind of had a lot of time on my hands to do those kind of things.
Okay. Where did you receive your training?
Well, I went to what's now known as Le Cordon Bleu. Back when I went, it was a private school called Cooking and Hospitality Institute of Chicago, Chic. So that's where I went.
And what are some of your favorite recipes that you enjoy creating?
Well, one thing that people usually ask me is, what is my specialty? And I always say I don't have one. And it's not because I'm not focused. It's more because I really just enjoy so many things. So I believe in no limits. So I kind of go through phases where I might like a particular thing at a particular time. So right now I kind of am in a Latin Caribbean phase. So I kind of like to,
kind.
You like that?
Yes.
So I like to do a lot of things with the, Latin food, Caribbean food, and, it's exciting to me.
Now, speaking of Latin food, you did have several varieties of tacos at
Right.
the blog lunch. Tell us about that.
So, okay, so in relation to the actual blog, what I did last year was I did this taco crawl.
Okay.
And so, you've heard of a pub crawl where, you go to a lot of different bars, but I decided to do my own version of that with tacos. So I got a list of 10 different places all across town, rented a party bus. I made margaritas and mojitos on the bus, and then we went around to the different places and we rated them. And that's actually what the first blog post is about. And so when I was doing the launch party, I decided that it would be probably the best thing to do is just have tacos at the event to kind of tie everything together and celebrate. So we had everything from arrachera, which is a beef. We had barbacoa. We had chicken, vegetable for the vegetarians and vegans, and had al pastor, which is a pork with pineapple. So everybody loved it. It was well received. At least I only heard good things. And
Yes, that's
we had a lot of fun.
delicious. Now tell us about, I'm a sangria girl.
Yeah.
Tell us how you came up with the bomb recipe.
Thank you.
I call it the bomb if I told you I have to kill you recipe.
And actually, I'm going to have that recipe on the site, because what I decided to do was with each post, I'm going to have a recipe that coincides with whatever I'm talking about.
Good idea.
So the sangria, I was going to just have a regular sangria, but I don't like to do anything regular. So I decided, how can I kind of make this a little different? Sangria, a lot of times you think about in the summertime, you're chilling outside, you want to have some nice cold sangria. How can I kind of bring the fall weather into it, and autumn? So it was the autumn sangria. So the secret is there's whiskey in it. And so I also put some other spices in there. I put some cloves, some cinnamon, but also, the real secret is I put a guajillo dried chili in there.
Wow.
Just to kind of let that sit and give it a little bit of extra warmth. But again, the whole recipe I'm going to have on the site, and you'll be able to make it at home. Already, I've gotten requests for Thanksgiving. And so that would be really something, good and different to have. Like if you have a family party and maybe you're not a good cook, you could probably make that and bring it and make everybody happy, instead of just bringing that 2-liter bottle of, RC that you normally bring every year. So,
but are you planning to do an event for Thanksgiving?
No, I'm not going to do an event for Thanksgiving right now. I just have to continue to focus on writing this blog and giving some more posts. And that's the thing. I still have my day job as a corporate chef. So what I need for you guys to do is read the blog and follow the blog so that I can leave that life and come on to my other life. So
let's talk about that day job as a corporate chef.
Yeah.
What sort of obstacles have you encountered throughout the years on that job?
Well, for one, just in the business in general, and especially as a corporate chef, there aren't a lot of people of color in that position, and especially women.
Yes.
That's the other thing. And so a lot of times it's very difficult to continue that job, because a lot of men have to listen to you, and they don't always like to listen to you, but they have to listen to you. And so there's a lot of clashing when it comes to that. But you know what, that's one thing, it really does make you tough, sometimes almost too tough, because you take that toughness home with you, and you're a strong woman, but you're used to being in charge, and that doesn't always work out in a relationship. But yeah.
And so what goals do you want to accomplish by launching the blog? Do you want to do your own restaurant or pop-ups?
Well, initially I do want to do my own pop-ups. I've been trying to get that started for the last year. I wanted to do some pop-up events around town. But I really kind of wanted to express myself. I've always loved, obviously, food, and I've always loved to write. So I kind of wanted to figure out a way that I could merge the two. And this was the way.
This blog is definitely a good idea and a good way to merge the two together. So tell us, Chef Erica, what do you have here for us to sample today?
Okay, so today I brought a salad, and before you make a face, it's I think it's kind of cool, because I also love to kind of express my culture, because even though when I was in school, I learned about French food and just all of these different international things. But when I grew up, of course, you have soul food at home, or, like for the holidays and everything. So I wanted to find a way where I could merge the two in a healthy way, where everyone, would identify with it, enjoy it. And so what you have here is a salad. Kale is really big right now. So everybody's like, oh, kale is, great for vitamins. It's good for, just healthy in general. But one thing that's kind of been overlooked, that's even as healthy as kale, and probably even more healthy, are these are collard greens. So this is a collard green salad, but they're raw. And so they're sliced very thin. I have roasted sweet potatoes in there. I have a little quinoa in there that's very popular right now. I call it a superfood salad. So you have the collard greens, the quinoa, the sweet potatoes. There's almonds in there, and what else is in there?
It looks delicious.
And then I topped this one. Thank you. I topped it with a piece of fish. So the fish is actually called Arctic char. It is very similar to salmon. It's in the salmon and trout family, but it's a little bit more of a mild taste. So some people say, I don't like salmon. Either you love it or you hate it.
It is loud.
And so sometimes it can be a little bit of a strong, fishy taste. So in that particular case, those people will probably like the Arctic char.
Okay, so let's dig in. Guys, I'm going to taste this live and tell you what I think. And grab a little sweet potato and a little kale.
Collard green.
Girl, this is delicious, guys. Chef Erica does not play, okay?
Well, thank you.
And then I love all the fall flavors
Mm-hmm.
that it's incorporated.
Oh, there's dried apricots in there too. That was what I was missing.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Reason number 99, you do not ever need to miss my show because of things like this, okay? So we're going to go ahead and take a break. You're currently tuned into Loveling. We're going to come back with what's on and popping. Stay tuned. back from break with Chef Erica. You're tuned in to Love Linked on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeartRadio station. And we're going to jump into our topics that are hot and popping. So, Chef Erica.
Oh, I'm involved with that.
I always have my guests talk about some hot and popping topics. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about the presidential election this year?
Went straight to political. Well, I think Donald Trump is a great. Come on. I mean, I think that we have to definitely make sure that we go out and vote. I've always been an advocate of that. The year that I turned 18, I instantly became a voter registrar, and I started going and registering all my friends to vote, because I've always known that it's very important that we do that. And sometimes we get in a situation, where we think, oh, it doesn't matter, our vote doesn't count, but it really, really, really does. Even in addition to the presidential election, what I think is even more important is that we go vote for all the other offices, for the Senate, for Congress, because really that's going to tell the tale of what gets to happen that's going to benefit us. And so, vote for who you want. I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. But I really just, it's always been something that's near and dear to my heart. And I know that debate is going on tonight. I can't wait to see it. These debates have kind of been like comedy for the first time, because there's someone that's a, comedian that's running for president.
Like a Saturday Night Live sketch or something.
Yeah. I used to watch The Apprentice, and he was cool for that. But my president? No. I'm going to say no to that.
But what are some topics that you want to see change? Like some things in Chicago that you would like to see a president implement changes on?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Chicago, since Donald Trump has always got Chicago's name in his mouth. So he's always Chicago this, Chicago this.
Exactly.
I love Chicago. Anybody who knows me, I'm always like, I love this town. I think it's the best city. Now, we do have a lot of, obviously violence going on, and it really hurts, because it's us doing it to us, but then, of course, like, we have the other element where we don't always feel the safest in our neighborhoods when it comes to calling the police. So there's just a lot of work that needs to be done just on all aspects of it. I really don't know. I don't know how to solve it. I'm a person who believes that we always have to give back. So I do feel like we all should do our part. It's just knowing what that part is. That's what we have to figure out, is what we can do to make things better.
As a woman, what steps do you think can be taken to break that glass ceiling, to get other women in business, and get us going, get the black girl magic going, as I call it?
Right, exactly. And and I definitely believe in black girl magic. Woo! So I just feel like, again, I work in an industry mostly of men, and it's very difficult. So I think that it goes along with that whole giving back thing, where you have to kind of like each one teach one, like they said. You have to go and actually find these young women and, tell them how empowered they can be, and feel, and have them feel that confidence. Sometimes when they see someone doing what they would like to do, it kind of helps them out a little bit. And you really just never know how you can make an impact on someone's life. You might do something that you think is small, but it ends up being huge to someone else.
And what are some of the favorite restaurants you like to go to? I know it's hard for a chef to even want to go to another person's restaurant, but
that is not true. I absolutely love to go to restaurants. People always say that. That is part of my problem when anyone has a birthday or an anniversary, and I say, oh, let's go to a restaurant. Then they always say, no, why don't you just cook something? Oh, that's going to be better than we don't need to go to a restaurant. I like to go to restaurants. So I don't know. One thing, people always ask me for restaurant, not reviews, but restaurant recommendations. And that's the thing I need to, and that's part of what I'm doing with the blog, is going out and doing more of these things, because I'm so used to doing it myself that I think probably, okay, I went to this Asian restaurant. I found out about this area that's mostly Vietnamese. It's almost like a Vietnamese Chinatown. It's in the uptown area, like around Argyle Street and Broadway. And I happened upon it. I was going to this vintage like furniture sale. And I saw this place that said, first of all, they had all these Peking ducks all in the window. And I love Peking duck. So then I had to take a picture. And I vowed to go back, and it's called Sunwa Barbecue. And oh my God, it's so good. It's just so good. So I really like to they actually have a really good Mexican restaurant around there too. I like to go to different types of places. So I say in my blog and my About Me that I like everything from bourgeois fancy meals to hood food on paper plates. And I really do, because I have that appreciation and love for all types of food. So I really like to go into a neighborhood and go to a place where you see the people of that particular culture eating, because then you know the food is going to be good.
Do you have any recommendations for busy moms, like 15-minute meal deals or anything that you're going to put on the blog to help us get through those crazy nights?
Oh, so you're just going to put me on the spot like that? I could, you know what? I could definitely, I was thinking about doing some sort of meals where they're very easy to understand, because sometimes, you see these recipes online and they're not that easy for the home cook. Somebody actually put, they put I had a box at the event. It was a suggestion box, and their suggestion was that I create these recipes from restaurant recipes that were easy for the home cook. Now, it would depend on what that restaurant recipe is. But like if it was McDonald's or something, I probably don't think that I can't get that unique, like McDonald's. You know how McDonald's has their own, like it doesn't taste like a real. So I couldn't really do that. But I do definitely want to do things that are relatable. One thing that's fun for me to do is go into someone's cabinet, because sometimes people think they don't have anything to eat. So I like to grab things from everywhere and make like this great meal from what they already had. So I think that probably I can incorporate some of that on the blog and make it a little bit easier, at least.
And are there any new recipes you want to try for forthgoing? Just something that you just really want to dig into that you haven't ventured into yet?
I mean, I wouldn't say any one in particular. I'm a lover of international cuisine. And so I always like to do a lot of research and learn about different types of cultures and what they like to eat in their foods. And so I think I would just continue to do that and, do some more traveling and incorporate that. And I want to actually do the traveling and incorporate some of that into the blog, have some videos and, meet different people and learn about different types of food.
And before you leave today, tell our guests and viewers where they can get all the information they need to all your social media accounts.
Okay, I'm going to give you all of them. Okay, so get a pen, write it down, or if you have like those real quick, like Drake said, Twitter fingers, then go ahead and get ready. So for one, the blog is cheferikablog.com. That's CHEFERIKABLOG.com. For Facebook, you can find me at the Chef Erica page. Again, ERIKA. On Twitter, you can find me at Yum Diva, YUMDIVA, Yum Diva, because I am a diva and, I'm into the yum. You can find me on Periscope, also at Yum Diva. And I think that is all. Oh no, wait. I forgot my Instagram. Instagram at They Call Me Chef Erica. All one word, They Call Me Chef Erica.
Well, Chef Erica, I had a blast hanging out with you. Stay tuned. We're going to take a break. Stay tuned. You are currently listening to Love Link on IntellectualRadio.com. We are back. You are currently tuned into Love Link on IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart Radio Station. I am the host and creator, Brandy Love. Again, it was such a blast hanging out with Chef Erica. Next week, we will have Toya Turner, actress Toya Turner in the house, the original Simi from I Used to Love Her. And if you want, I have 12,000 social media accounts as well, as Chef Erica said. So on Facebook, you can reach me, Brandy Love. Also, I have an entertainment page, Love Linked, at Love It or Lame It on Facebook. Instagram is at Brandy R Love, the letter U. Twitter is at Brandy R Love, the letter U. Also, my film reviews are posted on the IMDb website. Thanks for tuning in to Love Link. Have a great morning. See you next time, next Wednesday, same time. Don't be late. Bye-bye.